could not live one day as a man. No way. Not only do men have to have themselves together, but they have to make sure the people that are following them are in order too. So he has to have eyesight not only for himself, but for everybody else around him. He has to lead everybody else, which means he does have to take his feelings and gobble them so that everybody else can lean on him. And I can't handle that. I want to be soft. I want to be coddled. I want to be taken care of. I want a hug. And I want a lot of grace when I make a mistake and I mess up. And a lot of women, we expect that other people give us grace. I mean, if I make a mistake, you should know that my emotions and my feelings got involved and I didn't mean it. But God forbid a man does that. I mean, society holds him to a certain standard, and God even holds him to a certain standard. I'm a woman, and I want to cry, and I want a lot of grace. I want people to cheer me on when I do stuff right. You know, when I think logically, and it makes sense, people cheer me on for it as a woman, because it's unheard of when women hold themselves accountable and want to reach for a certain standard. You know, that's holy that God wants us to live by. But men don't get cheered on when they do stuff right. We just magnify when they do wrong, and when they do right, it was already expected of you. You don't get hugged and coddled and cheered on for it. And I just couldn't live like that. I couldn't live as a man. I would just like be done, you know? Bye. Because what's the point? I don't get a hug and I don't get loved when I try so hard. God forbid as a man, like, you mess up in any capacity. God forbid. You know, the people around you will remind you of it to the day you die. There's just so much expectation and standard for a man. And I know other men are going to say, you know, they have to. God appointed them. So they have to. Even biblically, God holds men to a higher standard that you have to live by, and expectations out of you that you have to live by. You have to be on point because everybody's counting on you. Everyone that's following you and that's under you is counting on you. You have to have eyesight for everybody around you that is following you, that you are leading. You need to not only know yourself, but know them, so you know how to appoint them and you know how to lead them and how to guide them, which means you have to have a whole lot of self-awareness. And I as a woman, I just could never be a man.
It's pretty dope, huh? Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. First time I saw it, just wanted to share that with y'all, man. Share that with the fellas. I know a lot of y'all will appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, definitely interesting and refreshing hearing a woman say that, like listening to her try to relate to the male struggle, male experience, as difficult as that probably is. Because that takes some self-awareness, bro. She was talking about a man has to have some self-awareness, but you have to be extremely aware as a woman. Well, at least it seems that you would need to be extremely aware as a woman, because I definitely haven't heard that perspective brought up from women at all, at least from the things I've seen on social media. Not to say they're not out there, man, but to hear her acknowledge, you know, how she wouldn't be able to deal with that part of being a man, because there's a lot of burden and expectations and pressure for men. So yeah, man, what was her name? Her name is, her channel or her Instagram is the Jada Bell podcast, if y'all are interested. But yeah, shout out to her, you know what I'm saying, for putting that together. But, you know, respectfully, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the first things I thought. And I'm sure a lot of y'all would agree that that's just the tip of the iceberg. Hell, the majority of these younger generation of men would only hope, would only wish to be in a position to actually have those struggles, man, because a lot of what she described is within the family dynamic. You know what I mean? A man being a father, being a husband, being a partner, you know what I'm saying? Being a patriarch of a family or a community where the family relies on him. They look at him as security, as a provider, as a rock, as someone to lean on, so much so that he's not able to voice his own concerns. He's not able to be vulnerable. He's not able to voice any of that because it will be looked at as weakness, which could have an effect on the family. Most men today are not built for that. What she was describing a lot of was a leader, right? And most men are not fit to be leaders right now. You know what I mean? So that's a whole different conversation. But like I say, most men can only wish to be in a position like that, to be the one that the family looks up to, but they're too busy struggling with what is really keeping men down, which is the rest of the iceberg. And she touched on it a little bit, bro, when she brought up the societal expectation, man, the burden of performance as a man. Yeah, women do not have to deal with that in any form or fashion. Being invisible, not being acknowledged, not being seen, not being heard, not being cared for, not being worried about at all, right? And before I dig into this and really like laying out what men are struggling with, bro, this ain't no pity party, dog. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as what she said, as much as what I'm going to say, it's not going to fix anything. All it's going to do is bring awareness. You know what I'm saying? And my hope with this is just to instill some motivation, some reality to men so they can navigate this hostile world as best as they can, bro, because you just sitting in your pity, just sitting in your loneliness is not going to fix nothing, bro. You're just going to keep diving into the dark abyss and become more anxious, more depressed, more invisible until you pull your ass up out of it, bro. And that's the rite of passage for a man, because nobody can save you regardless what your circumstances are. And nor should you want anybody to save you, because that defeats the entire purpose of being a man. You are the provider. You are the security. You're not supposed to be relying on anybody else to provide that security for you. But bringing awareness is a necessity, bro, because it's not talked about enough. It's not focused on enough. Like, men's mental health awareness is a joke. No one cares about it. Just like they don't care about what men are going through, bro. It's the whole point of the fucking video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recall her saying in the video, she's like, well, what's the point of men trying to do anything when they're not acknowledged, not cheered on? Like, no one appreciates it. No one congratulates them. They just expect it. You know what I mean? That's just the tip of the iceberg, sweetheart, bro, because the burden of performance on men in society is so much so that you shouldn't be expecting anyone to congratulate you as a man. You shouldn't be expecting anyone to cheer you on as a man. You shouldn't be expecting anyone to thank you as a man, because if you do not perform as a man, if you do not execute as a man, you are invisible. You cease to exist in society, bro. You are a fucking ghost. That's what it is. Real loneliness, bro. Real loneliness. And that's what is holding men down today. Compounded with how ass backwards the world is, bro. You got the societal expectation of men to be strong, to be providers, to be secure, to not be scared, to not be vulnerable, right? To earn money. And if you're unable to do so, you will not be acknowledged by men or women or work or anything, bro. And it sounds really fucking harsh, but, you know, it is what it is. It's the fact of life. And men know it. Men realize it. That's why so many men are giving up on everything. Dating, education, work, fitness, health, their life, because they are so lonely, because no one cares. So I'll say again, if no one cares, make them care. No one's going to save you. Make them care. You care enough about your own self to get yourself out of this damn rut that you in, to go out here and perform and be the man you're supposed to be. But we have to acknowledge, and the fact of the matter is that no one can relate to the male struggle. No one can relate to the male struggle. I mean, I guess you could say the LGBTQ, but we're talking about men and women. I know I can see that in the comments already. LGBTQ, they be struggling too, but we ain't talking about that. We're talking about men and women, right? There's nothing that women go through that can compare to the societal expectation that is placed on the man to be a man. If you're not a man, no one's rocking with you. And as much as women can come out here and sympathize and try to empathize, oh, he should be able to, be vulnerable and be sad or whatnot. Come on now, no one cares, bro. No one cares. It's the reality, bro. No one cares. Hopefully, there's men out here that have them like a true ride or die partner that is there to tend to the humanity of a man. But for these men out here who have nobody, have no girl, too grown for their parents to come save them, bro, there's no one out here to come save you. The women are not going to be down here trying to save y'all, to be with y'all, to give y'all, attention from a woman. Nah, they gonna, oh, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. But where the goons at that can handle life? Where are the goons that can make my life easier? Where are the goons that can make me feel safe? Because I feel bad for y'all. It sucks for y'all. But I'm gonna move over here where the real ones at. And that's just what it is. And it's compounded with social media, the competitiveness that just floods the dating world with. And then just society now, bro, where roles are flipped. You know what I mean? Up is down, left is right. Girls are boys, boys are girls. Women are masculine, men are feminine. The feminist movement and the emasculation of men to just compound it and make everything that much worse, where men are literally lost. Don't even know what it is to be a man. Don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got enough confidence or testosterone for that matter, or just the balls or the wherewithal to get yourself in a better position because you too lost. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck you are. How can you expect to succeed? How can you expect to be better? Nah, it's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen, dog. That the societal standard on men is a motherfucker. It's a motherfucker, bro. I would like to hear a woman's perspective on that. Like if they think they'd be capable of really being alone, not having anyone give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Being involuntarily single, being involuntarily celibate. You know what I'm saying? Women don't have to deal with that. I don't give a damn how fat a woman is, how much she stink. She could be a whole amputee out here, man. The demand on female companionship, period, is so much so is that any woman out here can find a type of man to give them what they need. Opposite, it doesn't matter what a man can offer. If he's not providing anything as a man, that motherfucker is invisible. Invisible. He's not there. He's a ghost, bro. And unfortunately, these ghosts really turn into real ghosts when it gets past the point of no return. Right? And I can already hear the females. You know what I mean? We're lonely. Y'all are lonely because y'all are looking for emotional fix and emotional connection because all the boxes are not being checked for this particular man. This man ain't showing me what I need him to show me. But if you were to just throw yourself out there to the men would be on your ass. Y'all don't know what it is to be alone. That societal standard on a man will have a man feeling like he's alone in the ocean about to drown. About to drown. And as much as we talk about it, as much as we can talk about it, as much awareness as we can bring to it, there's nothing that is going to happen to change the scenarios for these men outside of that man being able to get himself out of that situation, which is the epitome of what a man is. There is no societal standard on women to perform. There isn't. Anything women do, they do on their own accord. No one's forcing them to do it. They doing that because they want to do it. They doing that defensively so they don't have to rely on a man. They're doing that because feminism has lied to them and it's misled them to pursue careers as opposed to families, men, children. That all that's fucking lie. But there's no standard on them to perform. Women can just simply exist and a man will save them if they choose to let them. Really, all women have to do is just be nice, be kind, be nurturing, not be a slore, be a good partner to a man that they want to be with, bro. You good. You got to find the right man, but you good. Y'all ain't got to do shit if y'all want to. Right? All this is extra credit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a boss dog. You want to be a boss dog because you want to be a boss dog. You don't have to be a boss dog, but a man has to be a boss dog to be seen. But yeah, man, it's like we gonna highlight the male struggle. We gonna talk about the male struggle. We really gotta talk about the male struggle, bro. And the male struggle it's different. It's definitely different, man. It's definitely different, dog. Ain't no safety net. Ain't no backup. Ain't none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's things you can do to weaponize yourself as best as you can to go through this thing we call life. Hopefully you got some good friends in your corner, got a good family in your corner and all that. But at the end of the day, it's incumbent upon you. It's on you to get right. Because ain't nobody going to get you right for you, dog. Because no one gives a fuck. Real shit. No one gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thoughts.